Right, this is what you will need to service your vehicle. This is going to be for a diesel car. So basically what we have is the 5W30 fully synthetic oil, or whatever grade your car needs. Mine is the 5W30. The air filter. We have the diesel filter. There's a few different types, but this one has the cartridge where you just insert it into the housing of it. Obviously the rubber seal then that goes in the outer of the inside of the lid, top of the lid to tighten. You have your oil filter. Okay. Oil filter, then we have our pollen filter for inside the cab of the vehicle, usually behind the glove box. We have our sump plugs. So there's a few different types of sumps. These keys are for, say, a sump that has an insert. So you can basically insert this in, and then you obviously get a spanner or a socket set and loosen it up there. Then you have your sump plug washers. One's basically, it's just made a small little copper washer, and the sump, when you're closing it against the plug, it squashes the copper seal on it. I just have two different ones there because I'm not sure which ones when I do take them off. You need your glow plugs when you're changing them, and then you need your long piece, 10mm, so basically it'll just fit over your glow plug. Basically we just hold it like that, and it'll go in, but to be in the engine down like that, so you just need a long piece to get it in, probably with an extension. Then to go on to you need your trolley jack. Don't use your scissors jack. Sorry there, I know it's just not focusing in. So yeah, just don't use your scissors jack. It's for emergencies only, that's all. And still at that, I wouldn't recommend using the scissors jack. I usually just keep a small little trolley jack in the car. Anyway, you have if you have them, I have my vehicle ramps. Actually, where come in awful handy. And then I have my axle stands. I use 2 axle stands just for the front. I don't put the vehicle up on 4 axle stands when I'm underneath it. I just use the 2, and any for support, and even at the minimum it does be still high enough for me to get underneath it and just drain the oil from the sump. So we have them, the 2 axle stands, the ramps if you have them, obviously the trolley jack, and then we have our usual bits. We have the oil, air filter, we have our oil filter, pollen filter, keys. Sometimes you even get ones on the sump nut is actually a nut, so all you do is need a spanner. You have your diesel filter with your rubber seal, sump washers, glow plugs, and the socket to go over the glow plugs. Or if it was a petrol, you would need spark plugs. So anyways, as well, to get it off, you could tie a strap around these at the bottom, around at the bottom of the engine, sometimes at the front of them, to get them off. I have one now, but I'm not sure where I do have it kept. Obviously, again, you'll need a few spanners if you have the other type sump plugs. You need even small spanners, but even the little sockets themselves will do, with another variation of numbers on it, just to loosen bolts or any screws, nuts, anything that comes to hold down the fuel filter. Have a look, see, do we have any of the things there? Extendable ratchets. Yeah, so there is your oil filter remover. Again, you could use a spanner to go around that, or this is your socket set, but this is your filter anyway. And then what happens is, to go, as you're twisting these will get tighter around the fuel filter, making it loose. So that's just basically a few. You don't need too much now, to be honest with you. Come cheap, they're basically €10, 10 to €15, and then you got a few little ones there. For the amount of work you'll be doing, if you're just servicing your car yourself, I went to Aldi or Lidl and bought myself a little socket set. And then whatever grade oil that your engine needs, just make sure you get it. I get fully synthetic anyway. I overdo my engine a bit myself, to be honest with you, servicing. I usually do it every 4,000 to 5,000 kilometers. I know that people go for 10. It's just me, gives me something to do. I always know that the car or the engine is looked after. And at that as well, when I am servicing and changing the oil, what I do is I usually buy two. The old one obviously comes off, put on one, flush the engine out a couple of times. Then what I do is I get rid of that one, and then I put on my fresh one that's going to last with the car, and then topping up the oil. So that's what you need now just to service your car. So thank you.